Hello, all, and welcome to this week's review. Only review of this week, which I am dubbing the swollen knuckle review. So my knuckle is getting kind of swollen and sore, has been for the past few weeks. And I was trying to clean my bathroom today, and it was hard because it was so sore. So I think I should go to the doctor for it. Yeah, aging sucks. So what are we reviewing? Well, I thought I reviewed this towards the beginning of my career, but no, it was a few years in, so I reviewed this in 2016. Didn't quite like it much then because I didn't find it to style. And so yeah, we're going to revisit it now, some 7 odd years on. And this is, of course, Lavaman Red Ale, limited release. This is 5.6 ABV. I don't know if they changed it. I didn't really watch the review beforehand, my old review. So this is the first time I've seen it in a long while. So yeah, let's go and read the label because it looks like they kind of changed it a little bit here. Haleakala is one of the great volcanoes to form our island paradise. The warm glow and cool wind across the summit and the rusty hues of Maui's volcanic soil inspired us to make this smooth, full-bodied red ale. It is like sipping sun rays from a can. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think the last time I reviewed this, I had it in a bottle. This time I'm having it in a can. Since it seems, Kona has switched to mostly a canned line as opposed to bottle line. Seems a lot of brewers are now, both macro and craft brewers are really switching to canning as opposed to bottling. Okay, let's go and pour this out. So yeah, let this sit out for a few minutes. So yeah, this is one of those ones that you don't want too cold. Okay, kind of overdid it there. Oh well. So yeah, kind of overpoured a little bit. I was aiming for 2 fingers worth. I ended up with 3 fingers worth. Okay. So crusty brown bread, earthy herbaceous hopping, some toffee-like notes. All in all, more malt forward on the nose rather than hop forward. Coloration. A very dark red. Light gets through from my side. You can't really see it on your side. It looks almost like brown, but it is pretty ruby red when the light goes through it. It does have like this lovely toasty smell. Hints of like carob and chocolate. So fairly dark bouquet notes for a red ale. Onto the palate now. Hmm. Yeah, it's so much better. 100% do not drink this one straight out of the fridge. Let it sit for about 15 minutes or so. Hell of a difference. So like the first can I had was really closed up. I had it straight out of the fridge. So the malts were very much obscured by the hopping. Now the malts, slightly warmer. The malts are showing up a lot more on the palate. So dark brown toast, Almost like that carob note also follows onto the palate too, especially in the finish. It's definitely an American red ale because the hop presence is much greater than in Irish red ale. Mostly bittering hops that show up front and kind of evenly stay at the same level throughout into the finish, and then declines in the long finish. So there's sort of a bitter kind of carob note on the palate, mixing with that sort of dark brown toasted bread. Malt really doesn't show up in the top note. I'm kind of noticing a very slight off note in the front and also the nose when it's really up close. Just a very slight metallic off note, almost imperceptible. Hmm. Yeah, red ale is usually not a very complex style. This one's got a lot of dimensionality and nuances to it. It's not all the way out there, but yeah, it's definitely got a bit more than usual. That said, it's even warm. It's still a little bit too hoppy for my taste. I really like red ales to have that malt all the way forward. As for body and refresh level, well, it's a darker beer. Drinks like a darker beer. 5.6 really feels like 5.6, around the 5% area. Yeah. So is it to style? It is a bit dark in coloration, but I mean, if you got it up to the light, you can clearly see that it's red. It's a bit more hoppy than my personal preference, but as I've kind of drank more, and experienced more over the years, I find that this is really kind of par for the course and for the style with American red ales. Americans just like their hot bitterness. What can you say? It's not insanely hoppy. It's not like IPA level. It's not like a red IPA. It's just really you sense the bittering hops and the sort of earthiness and herbaceousness, especially in the nose from these hops. But I just really like I like being slapped up the head with that kind of toasty, bready kind of cereal notes with red ales that come especially with Irish red ales, but to a lesser extent with American red ales. That said, it's fairly enjoyable. It's not really a hot weather beer, but it is a definite, sipping beer. And yeah, that is Kona Brewing Company's Lavaman Red Ale. And that is your beer review for this week, folks. I know I'm only doing one review a week now, but yeah, I mean, even looking at my budget, even that's kind of like pushing it at this point, sadly. Um, so yeah, I guess that's that. Cheers.